It's the guy! Why is it always the guy?
I don't know.
We hate that guy! And it's not like we just left all of his shit missions for last.
They're just all they're giving us
in a
now.
row. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Welcome back to On the Shelf Gaming. It's more. I don't know, man. Oh, are we just getting off the plane? Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, they've started us as Ty. We're in a new, unique-looking area. Maybe this is what we're wanting. Maybe this is the callback to Ty 1 that
Hell
we've been
yeah.
desperate for.
Man. I hope so.
Swallowed a beard hair.
What other famous tea people do you think could replace Ty the Tasmanian Tiger?
Tony Hawk.
True! Tony Hawk the Tasmanian Tiger? I'd play that game. Tony Danza the Tasmanian Tiger? Who's the boss? Not Tony Danza. He just kind of gets bossed around all the time.
Take over. I have a beard hair stuck in my throat. Take over.
Oh, no. Oh, God, they're beating you to death, bro.
Beating you to death. You got a controller now.
Well, true. Actually, they kind of beat us to death in between changing hands, so.
Yeah.
Technically, neither of us are bad gamers.
Okay, I'm back. I'm good. Hand it back over.
Hell yeah. There you go, bro. Oh, God, they're beating you to death, bro. Ah!
No, I don't know. I've had terrible luck with my body lately. Like last night, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what it was, but I had something stuck in my eye for like an hour.
Oof.
Like it was the most stubborn motherfucking eyelash or whatever, just stuck on like the inside of my eyelid, and like I couldn't get it out. I tried eye drops. Eye drops didn't do shit. So eventually I just got in the shower and was just fucking prying my eye open as I blasted the fucking shower into my eye. And it was very uncomfortable, especially because it still took a while to get out.
Are you kidding? What a friend's for? You do the same for me.
Am I the only one who it sounds like they're like recording these lines?
Out of a can?
Yeah. And it's not the whole game. It hasn't been.
And like, maybe it's because, they're in a cave. Well,
They're not, though.
we were in an overhang at best.
And even then, that's not what caves sound like.
I don't know, man.
I remember back in the olden times on the Abridged forums, someone asked, like, how do I replicate these, like, vocal effects in recording? And I forget what all they were, but there was something that made perfect sense. And someone was like, do this kind of effect. But one of the things they asked about is, like, how do you get the effect of, like, someone yelling from across the room? And they were like, stand across the room from your microphone.
And yell.
And if it doesn't sound quite right, move closer or further away from the microphone as needed.
Right.
It's like sometimes the practical way really is the way.
Right.
Is that not the way we came from?
I see.
Yes, it is.
Well, because there was like a cannon somewhere over on the other side of him, and so I'm trying to get there. Because like my boomerangs ain't gonna touch him.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that, because according to your map, this doesn't go to the other side of them.
Well, I was checking!
Yeah, you could have checked on your map. I probably made this reference already, and I've just forgotten for sure, but I can't not make it just in case. When I was a kid... bro, you know what game we should play together?
What's that?
Army Men, Air Attack 2.
Okay.
But I played that game as a kid with my mom, and she had a very similar problem with reading a mini-map.
Oh, motherfucker.
But at least she had the excuse of being a mom and not a Let's Player.
Listen, it's not like I'm putting Let's Player on my fucking resume.
Maybe you should, bro. Maybe not in those exact words.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, actually. When you applied for this job that you have now, you put some of your, like, YouTube credentials obfuscated, obviously.
Right.
And, like, I thought of that same shit, too, though. Because not that long ago, my boss was on a conference call, and I may have told you already. When he was on a conference call with the guy who's over the whole state of Texas. And he said some stuff that implied, but did not outright state. So I'm thinking maybe it's just, like, still being debated, and they're not sure what they're going to do yet. But he said some stuff that implied that they may reopen us on Sundays again.
Oh, yeah?
And not that long ago, the lady who was my boss's boss, she stepped down.
Okay.
And now a guy who's been in that position for like a billion fucking years. He had been in that position for a long time when I started working, over 7 years ago now. But he is at least temporarily, possibly permanently, but it doesn't seem like it, over our branch right now.
Okay.
And one of his go-to things is the same thing that all the super old people in that position go to when we're not making our goals like they think we should, which is, well, you'll just have to stay late every day until you get caught up on your goals. And so it looks like my time at this workplace may be coming to a close. So I've been thinking really hard about, like, getting my resume
like updated.
Yeah.
All right. This is too easy.
So that I can start looking for other places to work.
Right.
Because the whole, you might just have to stay an hour or more late at the discretion of a person 2 levels above you who's not being negatively affected by these issues. And, you might start having to work every fucking week. I mean, I work every weekend basically anyway.
Right.
I'm only off one Saturday a month. But then I'm off every single Sunday because we're not open. Well, if we start being open on Sundays again, there's a good chance I'll work most or all Sundays.
Right.
I don't know. It's really not that conducive to, like, day-to-day life,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, Elizabeth and I have, like, just having guaranteed weekends off, real fucking convenient for a lot of shit.
For sure.
So, like,
just having a guaranteed day off where you're going to be off on any given week is a miracle.
Right.
Because even if it's a weekday, you can still do so much planning in advance if you know you're going to be off.
Right.
But it's like, because I do the scheduling at our branch, and I have, since like the end of November, I think, maybe a little earlier than that, I've had all of the 2025 schedule complete.
Right.
Every single day off for this year was already planned. Except shit changes sometimes, because that's not how life works, even though that's how corporate wants it to be.
Right. We'd love to be able to just plan a year in advance and have that shit stick.
Right. And so, like, when I make plans for something specific, I go into the schedule and I put a notation that a day was specifically requested off. And the long and the short of it is, if the note that someone requested a day off is there, it's just too bad, so sad you don't make a change to that day, unless it doesn't affect that person.
Right.
But even that's not a guarantee, because, like, if someone above my boss came in,
Count your chickens.
they would just say, well, I'm in charge, so I said it's changing, so it's going to anyway.
Right.
I mean, not that that would work if I had something specific that I'd requested literally months in advance, and they're like, well, that's just too bad, so sad. I'd say, I understand, and I'd call out.
Yeah.
As
like,
you do.
But I say, like, me requesting a day off is giving you notice for the fact I'm not going to work that day.
Right. And, if it's nothing of a consequence, I don't have an issue with moving it. Because it's like having to move entire weeks of vacation numerous times.
Right.
And is it annoying? Yeah. But it's not going to hurt me as a general rule.
Right.
But it's like, once I've made a plan, because it's like the last 4 times that I went on vacation, all 4 times, quite a while before my vacation got here, I had tickets to fly to Virginia to see Ian and Casey. So it's like, okay, we're not moving those weeks of vacation. I don't give a shit what happens. And if you try to move them, I still won't be here.
Right.
So that doesn't help anybody to move those weeks of vacation.
Right.
I'll need a new job and you'll need a new employee. Is that what we want? Probably not.
Right. For sure.
And like, there's been other stuff. Because, like, every year, I mean, I guess I won't, or well, I know it won't because it's not scheduled that way. But every year prior to this year that I worked there, I took vacation in August for my anniversary. And it's like, you can't just move those around. Though I still did move those around one year. Because Sarah and I hadn't made literally any plans for, like, an actual vacation. And there was good enough reasons to move it and then do something on a different week.
Right.
And I mean, I think that was the year we went and saw Joan Jett for our anniversary. So, like, It's not like we didn't do anything.
Right.
We just didn't, like, go anywhere. So it's not like it was that big of a deal. But as a general rule, if there's something important gonna happen, and I was still off on my anniversary, like, just because I moved my vacation didn't mean I was gonna work on the day of my anniversary.
Right. Like, that one was non-negotiable.
Where are the shadow stones?
Found them.
Oh.
How on earth are
They're
we
in
gonna
something's
get-
asshole.
Yeah,
Leave it to me.
I'm an expert. Watch this, Ty. I'm about to blast that ass. Do you think it would put Ty off knowing that if they had sex, it would definitely be her fucking him in the ass?
Yeah.
Or do you think he'd be like, maybe that's just what I need?
It's a good pegging.
Great moves, Ty.
Hey, I couldn't do it without
That, well, never mind. I was about to ask you a question.
If I've been pegged.
No.
You'll be shocked to hear.
No, that wasn't the question I was going to ask. But it was a sex question.
Okay.
And because I know the only person you've ever had sex with, which means you can't answer a question like that without giving me too much information about someone else's sex life also.
Oh, okay.
I can't ask that question.
Fair enough. I am
Yeah.
curious what the question is.
Well, the question I was going to ask is, have you ever tried anal?
Okay. Yeah, I will refrain from answering that question.
Yeah, understandable.
But I don't know the answer for you, you dirty little doggy, you.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I knew that.
No. It's not a secret. I'm pretty sure I've said the phrase, I fucked a man in the ass. And it was less gay than this. At some point on our show.
Actually, yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember what the context was.
But I remember you saying that
Yeah.
about it.
Carlos will call you up for
I went over
told him we had
a few weeks ago or something, maybe it was a little longer.
then he
And I
mentioned
met
that a
one
shadow
of
stone was a
Finn and Ellie's longtime friends.
him on his latest
And
football arena.
one of the first things they heard me say, like I think we'd known each other for maybe 15 minutes, was literally exactly that.
You're a funny man. Did I ever tell you that? You're a funny fucking guy.
Yeah? They thought so. They laughed.
You would
It's like,
hope.
thank God.
Right.
Like, I knew enough
Nothing
about
worse.
them
We're
to
nothing
know
worse.
that they would, as long as they were not the type of person who is like, oh, I don't know you.
Right.
So it's not appropriate. Which is not unfair. It's not
Right.
appropriate.
Not at all.
But that's part of the comedy.
Right.
Subverting expectations. Especially because, like, I don't know. It's been a long time since you and I met. But you and I, we are this way.
Yeah.
We're maybe even a little worse than we are on the show when we're not on the show.
Oh, yeah, when
Not
there's
a
nothing
ton
recording
worse.
us,
Just
like-
a little worse, usually.
We don't like say slurs or
No.
certain shit. We don't start talking about how much we hate queers.
No.
Like, you are one. But like,
And I do hate you, but not because of that.
but like, when we let some jokes fly that we're just like, that's probably not good for the show.
Right.
We have restraint. Is that sad that we have restraint and yet we still say some of the shit we say on the show?
Nah. And if it is bad, Obama drone strike me down.
Late term abort me, please.
No, I'm still alive. It must not be that bad.
Real quick, there's a Daniel Tosh quote where he's opening a show and he said like, I'm gonna, I don't want to offend anybody tonight. I don't want to guess where your personal line of decency is. I cross my own from time to time. It's how I know I still have one.
But I don't know about you. I feel that you and I are very much the same way in this, at least as I recall from when we met, and to a much, much lesser extent, thoughts of like times when we've been together and you've met someone that you didn't already know.
Right.
But I would say that as a general rule, we're both far more reserved around people that we don't know.
Yes.
And reserved to the point that we don't really joke around that much.
Oh yeah, no.
If at all.
When I meet somebody for the first time, I am all business.
Yeah. And I'm that way in a lot of situations. It's like when I'm at my job and people are trying to joke around, not my coworkers, obviously.
Right.
But like the customers. Even customers that I've known, it's like, I don't actually know you. You're just a customer who comes in all the time.
Right. I'm familiar with you.
And even if I did, I'm at my job. This really isn't the time and place to be joking around to any significant degree.
Right. Least of all the jokes that we find funny.
Right. And so people are like, oh, you're always so serious. It's like, man, don't watch my Let's Play show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so like, but at the same time, like, comedy is all about subverting expectations.
Right.
And most people are like us. They're very reserved with new people. Even people who are super social generally don't joke around in that kind of way.
Right.
With people that they've never met before.
Right.
And so after knowing this person for like 15 minutes or something, just be like, bam!
Hit him right upside the head with it.
It's so funny, and I'm just really glad it went over so well.
Right. Yeah, nothing's worse than you come out strong. You're like, this is the time. This person, they're gonna be my kin.
Yeah.
And this will work.
And it doesn't.
And then it doesn't, and then everything's awkward, and then the people who are your kin and they do like you, they start to rethink it. Like, man, this guy cannot read a fucking room to save his life.
Well, and it's extra bad because I don't know about you, but the times that I've done something like that and it didn't go over, it doesn't make it not funny for me.
Right.
So I'm sitting there laughing about how funny I am and no one else, because the other person who I know thinks it's funny is like, oh, but you shouldn't have said that in front of this person.
Right.
And that person's like, oh, I didn't want to have heard that.
What's the deal? I have something.
Who are you?
You have something I want.
God damn.
You
Is what I would
want
say
the
if I was
Shadowstone.
Which I'm not.
I want to see you suffer.
That's why I sabotaged the war effort this whole time.
I'm old. I don't give a fuck what happens to the world.
Unless I use it to throw at you. In any case, it's your only chance of getting it. You're on.
Oh, I'm in a mess. He keeps giving me every tool I need to win.
Yeah, he's not a very smart, super old evil scientist guy.
Yeah. Let's see, what do we got here? I like these. These are cool.
Which one is it?
These are the ones that just fucking cycle around and hit them for me.
God, is this the most pathetic fight he's had us do?
Yeah.
Like, those guys didn't even try. These guys are at least, like, throwing actual attacks at you.
Let's see, what else we got? Orbital strike? Yeah, we can make that work.
How is that? Are we not in an enclosed area?
You think that ever stopped Obama?
Got him! Says Hillary Clinton to Obama. After the drone strike was a great success. Okay, so like, obviously killing people is bad, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, drone striking people is also bad. But let's be real. If you were the president and I was the Secretary of State and we initiated a drone strike on some fucking bad guys, are we not going to be like, Mr. President, drone strike was a success!
Yeah! Oh,
and like, obviously that makes us terrible people, but we're the president and Secretary of State, so that's kind of
comes with the job.
That's one of the things where, like, and it was really funny, because of course when Jimmy Carter passed away, Jimmy Carter is generally considered like one of the least bad people
right
to ever be president, but he still did some bad stuff.
Right.
It's like I was telling you the other day, and I'm not going to get too deep into the woods because I don't remember all the details, but I forget which one it was. Either Peter or Paul from Peter, Paul, and Mary, who did Puff the Magic Dragon. One of them got in big trouble for doing some stuff with a teenage girl. And not a teenage girl like, 19. Teenage girl like
bare minimum.
Teenage girl.
Bare minimum.
The kind that you get in trouble for and everyone's like, yeah, good thing he got in trouble for that. And one of the things that Carter did was pardon him. which has been big news lately that we're not going to talk about. And so it's like the stuff like that. And obviously there's a bunch of stuff in Carter's presidency. And I don't know, because so many people pull well, you kind of have to be a bad person to be the president. Like, there's the kind of hard decisions you have to make.
Right.
There's no way to come out the other side and not be a bad person. It's like, on the one hand, I agree. Like, there really is no world where you can be the president and not be a bad person. I don't think that inherently, like, negates the fact that it makes you a bad person when you make all those decisions. Like, yeah, somebody has to do it. And to not make decisions like that would mean completely overhauling everything that the United States has done for a very, very, very long time.
Right.
Like, you know that shit going in.
Right.
And so at a certain point, you do have to be like, yeah, and I'm willing to take moral responsibility for the shit that's going to happen when I'm president. But even outside that stuff, looking at Carter, it's like, how do you pardon that guy and morally justify it? Other than just he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
And I would assume that
I like Puff
music.
the Magic Dragon.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, me too. They have numerous songs that I enjoy. I enjoyed them a little more before that.
Yeah, before you knew.
But like, you know, I don't think it's fucking atrociously bad or whatever now. Like, the songs are still the same. It's just the guys that made them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It's the separating art from the artist thing. And I know there's
Wait a second.
I know there's a lot of debate on whether or not separating the art from the artist is like
Bro.
What's wrong?
He died on January 7th. It was Peter, apparently.
Okay.
Peter died on January 7th. We're in the moral clear.
Yeah! Fuck him! He raped someone!
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Next time on the Self Gaming. A completely appropriate episode where nothing bad will be said.
We're gonna go-kart. It'll be great.
Man, do you know the Garfunkel song Go-Kart Racing?
Next time.